Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny and so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do.
Shut up, Porter. Hey, I'm just trying to have a little friendly conversation.
Gators don't play no shit. You feel me?
This is The Divide.
Divide with Mike and Corey. Oh, wait, we're going to begin. Here we are. We're here.
We're here.
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey. I'm not sure if you heard that bit before. Our producer, Germ, is in studio, and he told us exactly when to talk, and we still ended up messing it up, but that's okay.
It is okay.
Everything's okay. How was your week? I've had a busy week. How about you?
It's been good because I found the remedy to take our podcast to the next level.
Go on. Oh my God. He's got the spider tack in studio. Holy
If
shit.
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You're dipping the whole thing.
Pull it.
Bro. Dude, I gotta put it back. Dude, now I'm convinced this. You know what this makes me think? That there's no way pitchers are using that because the ball would never leave their hand.
I know. Well, you're only supposed to have a little bit of it. Oh,
Look at that.
My
For
God.
those of you listening, you have to flip over to Facebook or even YouTube and watch what's coming out of my partner's spider. It's, you know what it looks
We'll do
like?
it later,
You know what
too,
that
once-
makes me think? You
What's
know,
that?
like when you watch those like commercials or promotions for like candy and stuff like that, or
Right.
like, and then you have the caramel that just like, or caramel, however you say it, that just kind of spreads so evenly. Like it's like picture perfect.
It is picture perfect.
This is, and look at this. This is like nothing.
nothing.
I don't even want to.
It's so. Pull it out again. Pull it out. So if you're just tuning in, this is Spider Tech.
Look at
tack.
this.
It's so.
And
sick.
I'm trying to pull up right now. It's not like this is like
Oh, I'm so happy. Best
I can't
investment
believe
ever.
this.
Yeah,
this is better than glue.
it is. It really is.
Fellas,
And
don't keep this next to your nightstand. End up grabbing the wrong bottle one night.
Oh, it's
It'd be
nuts.
nothing.
So we'll just randomly go to the Spider Tech all throughout the show.
I can't
Yeah.
even see using that to lift weights. I'd have weights stuck to me.
Dude, it's already stuck to me. It's already like, and I barely touch it.
You know what it reminds me of? You remember,
What's that?
like whenever you eat, and Germ will like this, whenever you eat pancakes or waffles and you get syrup on you, I feel like your hands are just sticky for the rest of the day.
That's what it is.
That's what it.
What do you think, Germ?
It reminds me back of my old life back in 03. And we used to go down to Daydreams and get the snail trail for $150.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, luckily, Germ, Spider Tech is much cheaper than the snail trail,
It is.
but it's a completely different experience.
Oh yeah.
No.
Just the texture and the consistency of it just brought back some awful smelly flashbacks.
You had to run and check your wallet to make sure there's still money in there.
Yo, it's unbelievable that somebody was like, yeah, this is going to work. Like, I get it. Using rosin, even the sun lotion, like that makes sense. It's super glue, man. It's not even, I ruined this baseball, which sucks because it actually meant a lot to me, but I did not expect this.
What
to be
baseball
that.
is that?
It's a New York Mets championship base.
Signed by the entire team, Corey. No.
No, it's a 69 world champ. Something
So,
else.
Mike, look on the container. Is there any type of like dilution? I agree with Corey. Like, there's no way they're using this. There's no way you could possibly have this on your hands, touch your hat, touch your jersey, touch the ball.
And I think if you have some on your hands, then you get dirt on your hands. If anything, that dirt would be stuck to you now. It would make it harder to grip the ball.
Yeah. So it kind of says warnings, as with all tacky, this product may cause skin irritation. Use sleeves, gloves, or tape to avoid excess skin contact. Do not use if allergic to pine pollen or tree nuts. So I'm screwed. Do not ingest. Keep out of the reach of children and pets.
Yeah, no, there's no, even if you somehow miraculously, with the help of Doctor Strange, got that off of your hands and threw it, it had to have stuck to the bat on contact. There's no way.
It's so crazy. I can't get over it, man. Like, this is what we're dealing with right now. Welcome to the divide.
That's insane.
Yes. So
goddamn.
yeah. Also,
Oh, that even sounded gross when you put that back. Got the sound as soon as you put it. We got it. So sticking with the theme of baseball and Spider Tech, it is All-Star week. All-Star game came and went. And then the home run derby came and went, which sparks the debate: what's better, the All-Star game itself or the home run derby?
home run derby.
Of course. I don't know why anybody would pick the fucking All-Star game.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's cool. You voted. You get to see the All-Stars. If you get to go to one, I imagine that's a little bit better. It's great. But the home run derby is where it's at. I mean, that's the reason they keep messing with the balls. That's the reason new stadiums have short porches. We want to see the big run. We want to see 400 yards of greatness. So I'm with you, partner. I think that the derby is definitely it. Although I was happy to see a close All-Star game.
Yeah.
And not one of like a crazy outrageous one where it's like 10-2 or something like that.
No, and because it was in Denver, like it could have gotten that way.
Yes.
Like they didn't use the humidor for the balls. So the balls were flying out during the home run derby and the All-Star game.
Mhm.
And also like it just, yeah, it was a good game. Joe Buck at one point, I don't know if he thought it was a good game. He's like, that guy's having a great night. And we're watching a great game. Just like
Joe Buck. Do you think Joe Buck is more sarcastic as Joe Buck? Does that make sense? Joe Buck's been this TV personality where he plays himself sarcastically. I think that's carried over to his broadcast where he's almost giving us too much Joe Buck.
Right.
He's like overdoing himself.
Like the Brockmeyer thing.
Yes.
Josh in the comments is so excited that Germ said this reminds him of his favorite club that he used to go to. So I just figured I'd mention that. So Joe Buck definitely from Brockmeyer has a grown, and the fact that like they even everything we hear about him, like, oh, they would do tequila shots in the booth, like things like that. Like he's definitely grown more to where he's grown more onto me too. Yeah, that sounds weird.
Well, it is weird. Yeah. Definitely better than growing in you.
Yeah. But
I like the dynamic between Brockmeyer and Buck. I like the little feud they have. I like the practical jokes that they at least say they play on each other. Yeah. How Brockmeyer always has this little like he's out to get him sort of deal. That's a great show.
It is a great show.
I think as you don't even have to be a baseball fan to appreciate the humor, but Hank Azaria does an awesome job in that. I need to read more about it because I want to know how much. I know he's full on with the character development. I want to know how much input he legit has on that show. And all 3 seasons have been great. And they had a 4th season that I have to watch now too that came out shortly.
And then also he's got his own the Brockmeyer podcast now.
Yep.
And also he was supposed to be on this podcast. If you're listening, Hank, kind of got snapped food with the whole world just getting crazy, and understandably so even our efforts went in a different direction.
Right.
And rightfully so did his. But Hank,
the world's getting better.
A little bit better.
A lot bit better.
Come on down.
We can trash Joe Buck together.
We can.
Please, Hank. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
He come on just as Hank, and I want to pick your brain, but come on as Brockmeyer.
I mean, he's got so many different voices.
I have a feeling if we were to get Hank and he were to come on as Brockmeyer, I couldn't be drinking any liquids because I would do a million spit takes with the shit that he would come up with. I'd probably have to put down some towels or something. There's a chance I'd laugh so hard I'd piss myself. I just would. It's just he's brilliant on that show.
He really is.
So we're moving past the All-Star hangover. And we're moving back into the regular season. One of us, and I'll let you listeners at home decide who's more excited about jumping back in the regular season, whether it is myself or Mike. The one thing that's been great so far is the Yankee game was postponed. So I don't have to hear or see anything right now. I think we're tied for 3rd with Toronto. We're a little bit, I think 2 games above 500. So, we're headed in the right direction, but I still don't think we have enough to even come close this year. I think A full clean out is needed. Yes, I'm calling for it. I'm calling for Boone's head. I think we need to just rip the Band-Aid off, give up. That baseball's so gross right now. But you are in a good spot.
We're in a great spot,
Yes.
and we don't need this stuff to get us there. We got DeGrom. Stroman. It smells so weird.
I'm waiting for you to pull it once,
too.
and then like for all the goo to pop out. And
I
just
thought
hit
that
me
was
in the
going to
face.
happen. I thought that's why I was like, here, you pull it. You always have somebody else pull it.
That's true. Looks like Vaseline with
Expert
different feels than
advice.
Vaseline.
No. It does recommend to clean yourself off with baby oil, just so you know. So it says, it says clean up with baby oil or degreaser. That's a good thing to know.
Is baby oil a degree? I guess it's classified as a degreaser.
So I got a toy tonight. If you're just tuning in, I got Spider Tech.
You do got
And
Spider Tech.
I will be using it all night long. But yeah, so
Baby.
yeah. So you guys, you're calling for Boone's head. I'm hoping I'm an underdog type guy. I mean, obviously, just growing up a Met fan, you're an underdog. So I am rooting for Aaron Boone to right this ship. I'm rooting for the Yankees. I think maybe COVID might do them a little good. The names that are on that COVID list are kind of scary. Ursula,
Gio, yeah.
and your boy Judge, right? He's on it?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And Bert brought it up in the group text for the network because that's where we share all of our news.
Mhm.
And or even you, Jeremy, I think you even agreed. Like, why are we still testing? Bert
Right.
had a great point. The stadium is packed with fans. Why are you still testing players?
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is optics, right? For Major League Baseball, the owners, the sponsors, they don't want people still, I guess, are still nervous about the word COVID. So baseball has to do something. Now they can't punish the fans and they can't do anything with the fans. So, but they can still test the players and go back to the sponsors and their states and say, hey, we're testing the players to keep it safe. So please make sure to keep the fans in the stadiums and we'll do you a solid and test players and suspend players.
That makes sense. We're doing our part. Please, everybody, make sure you do yours. That is, I get that. Dude, stop touching it. And for those listeners at home, this is going to be the weirdest podcast ever. It is. You're like a kid with a slinky, man. You
Yeah,
just
I gotta
can't-
take it. Somebody's got to take it away.
It's now like a part, and it's like so thick it doesn't like drip down the bottle. It's just hanging off the end of the canister. It's just
You have to put that on just leave it in there and it has to be an ornament on the table now.
it
has to
is.
be.
Well,
is.
there's.
It
I don't
is.
think we have a choice.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Actually, to be honest with you, it would be super funny if you were. I don't want you to ruin the paint on the wall, but if you were to just snap
Throw
that
it?
and then not even throw it, just see if. Oh God! Oh God! No!
Oh my gosh, that memories of destiny from Daydreams in the Snail Trail off my face.
Please stick. Please stick. Oh my!
Yeah.
On the wall. Did Destiny ever try to slide down the pole and get stuck? Because then that would definitely be.
No,
We'll see
right
how
on,
long
stuck
that
right on the
stays.
forehead.
That I'm calling it right now. That's staying for the rest of the show and possibly until next week.
And I may add, Corey. Maybe for
It's starting to fall now.
it's okay. I was about to say maybe for the rest of the time.
It might,
Yeah,
it might
it's gonna
just
create
be.
a snail trail.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Now,
Here.
everybody watching at home, just watch the ball for the rest of the show, and the snail trail. I am the wall is my face, and the snail trail is the ball.
Stop. Great. Now Mike's got the. Oh, there goes the ball. Mike's got notes stuck to him. Fuck, this show is already.
Look at this.
This. You're like a marionette. Is that what it's a puppeteer? Like just. Jesus Christ.
So great.
So actually, this is a good scientific experiment, and shout out to Bill Nye for hitting that opposite side single in the celebrity softball game.
Oh yeah, Bill doesn't play.
I'm guessing it's pretty warm where you're at with the lights and everything, and Mike's been messing with it with his hands. Maybe that's how the players, you have to like warm it up and use it, and maybe that's how they're, because there's no way they're using it straight out of the jar.
Last week's notes. Oh, please tell me.
Dude, now it's stuck to me. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking you warm, but even so, great, dude, I got sticky hands now. This is
me too.
oh man, this is all right. So
It's like high school all over again.
Yankees are looking Yankees are looking bad. We will constantly give you week by week updates because this is the heart of the season. As soon as we get out of the All-Star break, now it's make it or break it time. And I think every game counts, even when you're that far ahead in first. We've all experienced, and even up to like 4 or 5 years ago, the Mets being in first and then just taking a nosedive off the top. Same thing with Boston or Baltimore, whoever used to lead our division as well. So anything can still happen at this point. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, so we got to see. But as soon as you get into the second week of August, if you're not doing anything, that's when you got to start making some changes and calling for some heads.
Agreed.
I'm just doing it a little bit early. But
I just wanted to add, Aaron Judge is the center, one of the players involved, reported that he is unvaccinated. And so he's one of the players reportedly in the middle of this Yankees fiasco. And all the Red Sox players who were in Denver were asked to go additional testing today because one of the Yankee All-Stars have tested positive. So if Judge is reportedly at the center of it, that could spell trouble for some other teams, especially if they were all in close contact at the All-Star game.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into COVID because I just hate talking about it, but it still cracks me up that these pro athletes, some of them, and I don't know why he's not vaccinated, whether it's his choice or he's just waiting or what, but like it cracks me up that some of these athletes legit have a problem with the vaccine, but they'll go to their trainer and get shot up with whatever the fuck they recommend, like unnamed bottles. Ask Clemens, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what they were doing, like, but they won't take the vaccine. Like, I get it. It's your choice, but if your job requires, like, there's some people like nurses and doctors, their job requires it and they fucking take it whether they like it or not. So I swear you're going to take the whole table with you today. All right, let's move on. Now you're going to have to fill me in more on that because you're more business savvy than I am. But apparently Chipotle is now accepting resumes in a new way that I never thought in a million fucking years would happen.
I agree. Like, we've been through the MySpace era. We've been through Facebook, Instagram, but no. TikTok is where they're like, you know what? Maybe we don't have to like pay them a good wage. We just need to have them present their resumes in the format that they're accustomed to. And that's TikTok. So they are now accepting, Chipotle is now accepting resumes via TikTok. And I'm sorry, but yeah, this is exactly how the company's perception for me looks like. Is like, how do you do, fellow kids?
So what is TikTok? Is just a timed video service. What's the benefit to this? Is it just like, obviously they're not going to be these TikToks. Okay. Let me ask you, these TikToks, are they meant to be sarcastic? Are they meant to be funny? Or is it just meant to be like a 15 to 20 second clip of why you'd be good at
I think
making burritos?
Yeah, I think there was a conference call like, hey, look, employment's down everywhere, especially in retail and restaurants. So I just think they were like, how can we, one, gain awareness that we're hiring, and two, also like make us more hip to the kids. And that was, hey, let's have TikTok resumes. So one, we're talking about it, so I'm sure everybody's talking about it because people normally talk and do what we do. So we essentially, so it got them attention. Maybe it got them a couple employees, who knows? But the fact is, everybody's struggling to hire right now. So what better way to get some press by saying you're accepting TikTok resumes?
So I'm done fighting the battle with TikTok. I think we should create one for the show now. I don't necessarily like it only because I don't need more social media in my life. And in fact, I'm under the impression that a lot of people need a lot less social media. Now, obviously, I don't consider this social media because you can listen to our content through iHeartRadio or iHeart Podcasts,
Agreed.
Apple Podcasts, and all that other stuff. But I'm talking about the scrolling and the mindless a lot of the times, because TikTok floods over to YouTube and floods over to Instagram. So you're seeing it more than once. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good PR move by Chipotle. But to me, it's like, if you want a job, go out, introduce yourself. Okay, maybe a 16, 17-year-olds, they're not going to have an extensive resume. So this is really just a first interview for a lot of them.
Right.
Introducing themselves. Because, well, I mean, I don't want to place judgment or talk trash, but anytime I've walked into Chipotle, it's always been a teenager that's been working.
Right.
So there's not going to be a lot of work experience. So if they're using it as a chance for them to introduce themselves, then great. But what they need is to get out of the house and interact and be social as a human. I just think, yes, this is cool, and this is probably going to work out in Chipotle's favor, and a lot of companies are going to follow, but I just completely disagree with this process just for my own specific.
Also,
beliefs.
having spider tack all over,
dude, it's everywhere.
Dude, it's all over.
It's flying by the microphone.
There's little hairs all over, but also like I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel like Ricky Bobby. Like,
don't touch a thing. Don't even pick up your phone.
I agree.
Okay, so that's the one crazy thing I can't wrap my head around is, and there's some people have a theory for the reason on why, and some have different theories. But like, dude, down the shore when I went to California, this is no exaggeration because I exaggerate a lot. In every single window for at least food I can speak to, whether it's a little cafe, a fucking milkshake stand, or a full-blown sit-down restaurant, every single sign, help wanted.
Right.
Or like, I'm sorry, we don't take walk-ins or reservations, we're booked for the night, and you look around and there's like 6 empty tables, and it's just because they don't have the staff to do that much.
Yeah, there's restaurants near here locally that are closed Monday and Tuesday because
exactly
they only have enough staff for 5 days.
Right. They need to give their cook a day off. And will it get better? Yeah. And is there a lot that contributes to it? I'm sure pay is one. I'm sure people still being weary of COVID is another one. But I have never. You can walk into any establishment and get a job like that, no matter what. So I mean, more power to you, Chipotle, as crazy as I think that is, and how, even my parents are proud. Their brains are upside down hearing about this. Kudos to you. I don't understand it, but I'm sure it's a good move.
I am flying blind, by the way. I lost my paper to the spider tech.
Oh, that's okay. So I'll go next. And you know what? TikTok is the new right now, and it's hip and it's cool. But you know what's always been in style?
What's that?
Shaving your balls.
Ah,
that's always been it. You always have to keep groomed. It doesn't matter what grooming style. It always has to be groomed. When we're talking 60s, 70s, 80s, they've all had different styles. Right. But the way you can ensure to cut it to your likings with the no-nick technology and to not get hurt or to hurt your boys is smoothmyballs.com. We will say it every single week. It's hot. It's the summertime. Yes, never nip your sack again, guys. Go to www.smoothmyballs.com/divide, or you can enter promo code divide to buy the last personal shaver you will ever need. Tested, approved by the both of us. By all means, we would not push it this hard if we didn't believe in it. You got to check it out.
Before we got on the air, you mentioned that you put it next to your throat, like you're next to your balls, like you were.
Someone was asking. They were asking to purchase. They said they're tired of trimming their nether regions and getting cut up. They said, "Do you really endorse this?" And I had used the analogy. Yes, I've held that thing next to my boys as a bank, like a gun to a bank hostage's head. And there was still no cuts. I swear to God that I was leery of the no-nick technology. We even put it against this microphone in the past shows, and it didn't look like it got anything from the microphone, but I did it. Yeah, you're still worried. Those are still the valuables. So yeah. And guys, just because it says Smooth My Balls does not mean it's not a shaver built for anyone that doesn't identify as a man. So if you are a lady and you have some parts that need to be groomed and you're just sick of any other razor, or you just want to kind of get a trim, you can use Smooth My Balls, even though you don't have any.
Yeah.
So check it out. Now, you know what's embarrassing?
What's that?
Is there's been times, like even bartending, where someone will ask me my name, and I'll say my name's Corey, and they're like, "Oh," for some reason they always think I say Gordon, I guess with the way I pronounce it, or they say, "Okay, Corey, great," and then like 5 minutes later, as they go, "Okay, thanks, Chris," and they like kind of like call me the wrong name, and it's embarrassing, and I don't really have the heart to correct them a lot of the time because I never see these people ever again.
Yeah.
But it's even more embarrassing when I'm a teacher and I've been mispronouncing a kid's name wrong for the half of the year, and I hear the other kids pronounce their name a different way, and I got to pull a kid aside and be like, "Yo, wait, is this how you pronounce his name?" And they're like, "Yeah," they just didn't want to correct you. That's super embarrassing to me.
Right.
Now imagine if that happens and the entire world is pronouncing your name wrong.
Right.
Well, it turns out as of today or earlier today, That's been happening to Travis Kelsey
Right.
and his brother. You do not pronounce his last name Kelsey.
Right.
It's just
Kels.
Kels, which makes sense phonetically when you're looking at it. Like, oh, okay, Kels.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That would have been great information 4 fucking years ago.
Exactly. Like what?
You were in the league, your brother came into the league, and we've been saying, Kelsey, you were a Super Bowl champion.
They're household names. I mean, like especially Travis Kelsey. Like, so it's just bizarre that this came up and that's not my actual last name.
He's been interviewed.
Right.
The not even the first interview. Like after a few interviews, you get him like, hey, actually, it's pronounced Kels.
Every time we interview somebody, like we have that first 5 minutes before we go live with them, and we're asking, is this how you pronounce your name?
Just to make sure.
Yeah, like and it's just it's bizarre that nobody ever asked him this,
or that he never said any. Like I can see being polite after the first few, and then after it's like, oh, the shit, I'm really catching on.
But I want to find NFL footage of how everybody like says who they are
Draft
and
them.
what.
I want
No. Like during the lineup.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like,
yes.
Yeah. Michael Powers, right guard,
Penn State
Seton
University.
Hall.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Sorry, through Penn State.
Yeah, fuck that. No. But
yeah. Actually, that's a good. We need to pull that up after the show to see if he pronounced it. Now, in an interview, he said, "Why didn't you correct this sooner?" And he said, hey, honestly, I want to say they started calling him that in college a little bit. He just kind of rolled with it. And,
got it.
And he didn't care much, which is fine if you don't care much.
No.
But now it's like, if you didn't care, then what's the point of?
It's a better story than like when my family fled Germany, and they were like trying to figure out what our last name was, and my grandfather kept saying it was actually like Pores.
Pores?
Like, yeah, P-O-U-R-E-S. But somebody made the U a W, and we got the ultimate upgrade of a lifetime. We literally went from Pores to Powers. So
I think because I always call you Powers, I think if your name was Pores, you would be Mike.
Yeah, and I also don't think I'd be as successful. Our studio would probably look like a trailer park.
That's
but
it. Poor, yeah. It is.
Poor.
Now it's Powers. It's a powerful studio. But yeah, the big just not correcting someone, or I guess this little bit of information. Now it's like, fuck, man, I still want to call you Kelsey because I'm kind of angry you didn't correct everybody until now.
Right.
I'm not going to change the way I pronounce your name because you were too lazy to correct everybody 4+ years ago.
Right.
Like, how should that be on me?
I don't know.
It's an easy correct, but Kels.
At least he didn't do like an ESPN like decision day, like or something like that, like LeBron did in the past.
You know what sucks? Because like when we have fantasy football in my dad's league, and he always pronounces people's names wrong. And he doesn't do it on purpose.
Right.
He just legit doesn't know how to pronounce people's names. And we always make fun of him for it because it's just hysterical. It's something he always does.
It is.
I want to say on multiple occasions, he has said Travis Kels.
He has.
I bet you he has.
I can confirm that. He definitely
and
has.
we all laugh and make fun of him like,
Look,
it's Kelsey, you idiot. And he was right the whole time.
He was right.
Bill Bohm.
Always knowing.
Always knowing. So moving to always knowing, sometimes, and I'm sorry I'm taking the lead here, but you were just rubbing Spider Tech all over the place.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get a little bit of deja vu when we're watching certain TV shows. So let's move out of the sports world a little bit. And we can remember some examples that even you put in the notes here. There are some TV shows that felt really and eerily familiar to one another, but they're like completely different TV shows.
Right.
So things or TV shows or just things in general that obviously copied other things, such as Power Rangers, and VR Troopers.
Yeah, it was like the same thing.
I got to be honest with you, I don't even remember VR Troopers.
We are VR Troopers.
You do?
Yeah.
So it was like a similar. Did they like morph into animals and stuff?
They had like a watch or something that went on, and they were more like robotic and virtual reality. So they went into like that kind of realm. But dude, it was a spinoff. Actually, it was by the same company, I believe.
Well, yeah, they strike while the iron's hot. Let's just pump out as much shit as we can.
Exactly. And it came on like after the Power Rangers and that. But also the Power Rangers, correct me if I'm wrong, are kind of Germ, do you know what the Power Rangers kind of stole their whole like?
No, it was actually a Japanese show.
Right.
Yeah, but so like that style where it's like a bunch of kids turn into like some superheroes, the Japanese term is called Sentai. So there's just different versions, and then Saban Entertainment, the company that's responsible for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they just take the Japanese footage and then they make of the action parts, and then they make an American version of whatever story they want to follow. So like the VR Troopers, if you watch the original Japanese version, is nothing like what we got in the United States. It's like a totally different premise. The only thing that's the same is the fighting and the action scenes. So like the Big Bag Beetleborgs is another one of those Power Ranger ripoffs. But it had like, it was like 3 kids who morphed into these, robot beetles, and then they were like accompanied by like Frankenstein and the Mummy. Like that had nothing to do with where it came from originally in Japan. So it's just hilarious. It's just all of it's funny, but yeah, they all copy each other. It's all the same genre. It's just like giant robots in Japan. There's a million giant robot cartoons. It's just the same thing with the Power Rangers and VR Troopers.
What about Ultron? What was that? Wasn't that like...
No, that was Ultraman.
Oh, Ultraman.
Ultraman.
So if you guys remember, Ultraman was a giant robot who fought kaiju, Godzilla type monsters. The American version was Superhero Samurai, greatest theme song for a Saturday morning show of all time. And it was basically Ultraman, a version. There's different versions of Ultraman, just like there's different versions of Power Rangers. The one that the Americans took for Superhero Samurai was the version of Ultraman that would actually fight computer viruses in a computer. So he never went into the city. He went into like computers and fought like viruses. It was
gotcha.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's like
you put down Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks.
Yeah,
I don't know what Street Shark. No, I don't know. I know Ninja Turtles.
Man.
I don't remember Street Sharks.
They even sounded just like them. They're like, no way, dudes. Like they were like these like LA type Street Sharks, and they would fight crime.
Really?
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I off the top of my head, I can think of like, of course, any sort of zombie show.
Yes.
Like you have like The Walking Dead, and then something with a Z in it. Obviously,
Yeah.
Like anytime you're fighting zombies, like get a different idea. Like, okay, I'll watch them. Don't get me wrong, but those are Street Sharks.
Yeah,
I do remember them now. Now that I'm looking at a picture of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would ride on their choppers. Yeah. Fucking Street Sharks. They eat pizza too.
I don't know. Like maybe they eat people. It looks like those.
No.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was just talking about any zombie. I'll watch any zombie movie, but
right.
I'm not expecting a huge
It's all the
storyline. It's just
same.
all the same.
Yeah. I was also thinking like Heinz and Hunt's ketchup. I get it. Like it's just a knockoff of it. Like Heinz is the ketchup. And then like when you have Hunt's, you're just like, I guess I got ketchup. Like, you know what I mean?
What's the difference between ketchup and catsup?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was one.
There's a catsup and then there's a ketchup. I swear to God.
Okay.
Unless I'm just going crazy. I'll look it up right now. But I know those are...
Oh, I know what catsup. I've seen cat. I don't know what it is, but I just figured it was like a copyright thing. Like,
that could be it. They just don't want to pay the copyright.
It's another term for ketchup.
Yeah, that's weird.
Somebody just wanted some marketing rights and they didn't get it, so they made up some nonsense.
I can't describe how sticky I feel right now.
Oh, dude, you're so sticky. So sticky. I can think of like, here's another one, and we're going back to TV shows. The Office from Great Britain, and then The Office in the United States.
Right.
Literally the same TV show.
Yeah. Someone
just bought their idea and Ricky Gervais got rich.
Yeah. Or any other type of Office type show, like even Parks and Rec, right?
Yeah.
So, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also think about, dare I say, Simpsons and Family Guy.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
That's
a
happy
similar
accident.
It is.
But yeah,
Family Guy's a little bit more raunchy, but the concept is the same.
It is. Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder, like, because obviously movies have been going for over 100 years now. I just think at what point do they just start? You see so many remakes, and they're just going to start to recycle all these ideas over and over and over again.
Well, we're talking about this too, like the fact that like Scrooge or like Christmas Carol, like Click, the movie with Adam Sandler, was that kind of movie.
Same premise,
but not a holiday movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything's recycled.
Let me ask you guys a question, because they're about to come out with the next Halloween movie. at the same time, they're remaking the Candyman movie. Would you guys rather see remakes, or would you like to see like dead horse? Like, how many Michael Myers movies, and how many times can the brittle hips of Jamie Lee Curtis run from Michael Myers? Would you rather see that, or would you rather just see remakes every 10 years or so?
What is the yogurt that Jamie Lee Curtis eats and promotes? The one that helps her shit with all the probiotic.
Oh,
what is the brand of it?
The oldest one.
That's green, all I think of.
I don't know.
Yeah, the top of it is like it's like green and white or something.
Activia.
That's what it is. That's all I can think about. Is no wonder she runs so fast for Michael. She had her Activia and she just shit her pants.
Shit.
I see. Here's where I'm torn. Is I'm not a huge fan. I think the original Jason and the original Michael Myers and even like Nightmare on Elm Street, all Pet Cemetery, like all the Stephen King and horror type movies, Chainsaw Massacre, all the original ones were freaky just because the quality of the video was so low because they're the originals and they were dark and dingy, and they like, I think the more they remake them, the more it's just kind of like, okay, here's another one, and I'm not interested. But having said that, they can make Fast and Furious 47 and I'll just continue to watch it because I like watching shit blow up. So I think if that's the genre, I think if they're still making money on it, then continue to make the movies. That's me. Like the Expendable movies, they made like what, 3 of them, and they were just people that haven't acted in forever that just wanted to legit shoot at other things and blow stuff up. Yeah, and I think as long as they make money on them, they're going to continue to make them. So have at it, King. Why not?
I agree. I was just thinking about somebody said there might be a Jurassic World and Fast and Furious like crossover.
No way.
And like there was a meme and it's what's his name? The bald dude. And he's like
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. He's like, you know what dinosaurs can't beat? Family.
Those Vin Diesel memes for the last week on the internet or more have been hysterical.
So great.
They're just, and I really hope if I was Vin, I would be posting every single one of those on Instagram.
Agreed.
Every single one. So let's switch back to some sports. Scotty Pippen put his house on Airbnb so people can watch the finals at his house for $92.
Yeah, so he won't be there while you're watching it, but there will be a video greeting like, hey, don't touch my stuff. Welcome to my house.
Larissa owns half of this, so everybody keep it where it is until we can figure it out with the divorce lawyers.
And then also like, here's the thing, like $92, obviously, it's a ploy. Like the Mets did this on Bobby Bonilla Day. They offered somebody to sleep over at Citi Field for like $295. So like this has become a new thing to raise awareness to Airbnb. And they're doing this as well with an ice cream truck in the middle of New York City where 2 people could sleep in an ice cream truck, have unlimited ice cream and sleep there for the night. And I just think it's ridiculous, but also like I'm intrigued.
I don't know how to feel about the ice. So Scotty's getting a check from Airbnb is what you're telling me.
Yes. Okay. More than $92.
Yes. So the smart move on Scotty, and some super fans that really want to see him by all means, or at least say you were there. If that's how you want to spend your money, it doesn't really interest me for Scotty. But if someone said go to Derek Jeter's house, then yeah, that would interest the shit out of me. So smart move for him. I don't know how I feel about an ice cream truck. I don't give a shit about an ice cream truck.
Right? Like, can you imagine?
You can't eat ice cream all night.
Yeah.
I can maybe have like a bowl or 2, and then does that ice cream truck have a bathroom? Because that's going to be need equipped with that.
And also like anybody who's willing to borrow an ice cream truck for a night, I hope they pass like all the child like laws and stuff and predator laws.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do some background checks for why people need this ice cream truck. Oh my Lord.
So yeah. So if you want to go to Scotty Pippen's house, go to Airbnb right now and good luck trying to book it. I doubt if I was Scotty, I would have booked it for myself and laughed all the way to the bank.
Scotty's probably making some money and he's out there playing golf while you guys try to figure out which shit you want to steal from his house. But that's okay. For speaking of which, we haven't played golf yet this summer.
We have not.
But you know why?
Why?
It's because we're waiting for our Golfkicks to come in.
We are.
You got to check out Golfkicks, guys. We've been talking about Golfkicks for a few weeks now. They will transform any sneaker you have into golf shoes. I told you this a couple weeks ago. I have a problem. A lot of golf shoes that I've found, they're not really the most comfortable for me, especially if I'm walking the course instead of, taking a cart. you can get your most comfortable pair of shoes. They could be anything. They can be athletic shoes. Shit, they could be dress shoes to where you can be at work. You can say, screw this, leave, and then just put your golf kicks on the bottom of your dress shoes and have perfectly good golf shoes. So they transform almost any sneaker into golf shoes. Check out www.golfkicks.com. Use promo code SHOT, SHOT, give you 20% off right off the bat. So even if you're on the fence about them, you get 20% off. How can you not try? And it's you literally stick them to almost any shoe and you got a perfectly good pair of golf kicks. If you check out the screen, if you're watching, the chick's got some, looks like some Jordans. You put the golf kicks right on the bottom. They don't hurt the shoes any. They just transform them to kind of give you that golf shoe feel, get some traction underneath you, and then you can transform your golf game in the most comfortable way possible.
That's awesome.
So definitely check out some golf kicks as soon as ours come in. I mean, we can go golfing beforehand, but I would just use the excuse of I don't have my golf kicks. That's why I'm shooting so bad. So but we that's what we'll do. We'll go out once. We'll see how shitty we shoot, and then we'll get the golf kicks, and we'll see how much, because we know it's going to make a difference, but how much it will make a difference. So Stephen Wallman, what's up? Glad you can join us. We see you guys on Facebook. Thank you so much for leaving your comments here. And Doc, let's talk about Doctor, because I don't think we mentioned him yet.
We have not.
So Doc Gooden will be on the show next week. We will have him live. Former Yankee, former Met. But if you look at the screen, of course, we grabbed him the best picture in the best uniform.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to the production group.
We need a win here. Just
right.
Oh, you guys would have been really mad because I definitely had him in his Astros gear just to really piss you off.
I wouldn't put it past you either there, Jerm. That's great. So yeah, you're in for a treat. We will let you know the time, the date and time, but we will have Doc live. I can't wait to get at this interview. There's just so many questions. We got to talk to Doc briefly a couple years ago.
We did.
Oh my God, it's got to be 2 or 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
At the celebrity boxing event.
Right. He was reffing.
He was reffing.
And we met him on the red carpet. It was really cool. You kind of helped facilitate that interview.
Well, because as soon as he came out, he just got mobbed by fucking all of the media that was there.
Right.
So me being me and Mike being Mike quietly was able to kind of get himself up next to Doc. And I was loudly able to just like stick my arm in front of everybody and hand Mike a network shirt.
Yes.
And say, here, hold this. And then as he grabbed it, that's when you got his ear.
It was awesome.
And everybody around was like, and they were all shorter. There was a short media group. Like I was like pretty tall. I mean, Doc towered over everybody.
Yes.
But I think it made it possible because we were 2 of the taller people. And we just were kind of like, nope, sorry, stiff arming people.
And it felt like the way you would interview somebody in the locker room after they won the World Series, like how you had to get really close to his ear, and he knew how to handle it. And it was such a great interview. And I'm so thankful for you and the entire network for that. And also I'm so thankful that I get to sit here every day with looking at this handsome dude. So it's very rare to find a guy that, one, always has your back, but two, looks as good as this guy and sounds as good on the mic. So
thank you. He's talking about me, not Doc, for those of you confused. All right.
But yeah, so we are excited for Doc to be joining us officially on The Divide. And it's going to be a great time. We're going to help his son as well raise some money for a local little league in Tampa. And so it's just a great partnership. Doc's an awesome guy. He's a huge DeGrom fan.
Oh yeah.
We'll ask him how he feels about your Yankees if they ever play again. But maybe that's good. That's what you need, like old Yeller style.
Like
just
a little
take
break.
the whole team out. No, just be like, you guys are all done. You're done.
Sorry, make the decision easy.
Yeah, hey, it worked for the Marlins. Remember, they had like 15 days
last
where
year,
they couldn't, and then next thing you know, they're in the playoffs. So who knows? Who cares? But who knows?
Oh, who cares?
I'd hit a sound effect, but I can't with the spider tack on my hands.
Oh no! I hit the that's racist one instead of
oh my god. But yeah, so that's it. So Doc Gooden next week. Stay tuned for date and time. That's it.
That's it. Keep up with our social media platforms. Definitely check out the shows on the other network, like Stuff About Sports. Who else am I missing? The Mets Extremists. Check out giveusashot.network for all of the latest gear. You guys are great. We love you. Have a good one.